What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show. You're right, because speaking of disappearing, MJF. So, look, we have to touch bases on this because we did not touch bases on this last week, because last week we didn't have a podcast. And I said during our predictions, and I said during our Double Nothing review that we were going to touch bases on this because this whole week with MJF, because obviously we've seen the pipe bomb on Wednesday. Everybody was just like, this will work. We told you it was a work, right? And I'm just like, listen, I believe what happened with MJF was very serious, because I believe that what happened on Sunday or Saturday when he decided not to show up to the fan fest and things, or whatever thing he was having for the Double or Nothing, because it was him and Samoa Joe that did not show up. And it showed that Samoa Joe had, like, he was supposed to be there. So there's communication flaws on his side. But MJF was not there, and it was also, like, according to some sources, seen gambling, in the casino. And I wanted to be there. Now, me personally, I don't know why you would book MJF to those kind of things in the first place.
He's good at those.
Yeah, well, I know some people just like to be berated. Okay, you know what I'm saying? They just like the good heel MJF. He's not going to sit there and actually take, like, a good picture with you. He's a heel.
No, that's the point. Yeah. Oh my gosh, one fan was in a wheelchair. And like the fan flipped them off or something. And he said, "Oh, that's cool. That's cool. You can do that. You know what I can do?" And he stood up. He was like, "Yeah, now do that." oh my god!
It's funny because he's hilarious today. He's the old school heel. Like he will be healing it up. And people will pay good money to get healed on by MJF. Now, him still, whether he's a heel or not showing up to that was just not right. And people was going and comparing that and the Sasha Banks thing, which they are really not comparable, about what happened with Sasha Banks and Naomi opposed to MJF. And that's when everybody was like, well, is he going to show up for Double or Nothing? Is he not? What's going on with that? And then he ends up going to Double or Nothing and then doing a job. And he gets squashed. Now, Wednesday, before he had a mic, we thought like he got squashed. He was getting punished for not showing up at the fan event.
Nah. I thought, the way that it was looking, I thought he was getting squashed because that's how you do good business on the way out. Is make the person that you're feuding with look good if you're on your way out, like if he was to never be seen or whatever.
I mean, I agree, but one thing I've seen that a lot of wrestling fans have a problem with is it's also a thing that I talk about in life. People hate to be wrong. And here's the thing: I have no problem saying that I got. I have no problem saying, because I do believe there was very real issues between MJF and Tony Khan before they were reported to have talked and hashed things out. I believe that those situations was very, very real. However, them taking what they got and turning it into a work, that's wrestling for me, and I'm happy to see that. But there are a lot of people out here talking about stuff. I knew it was a work this whole time, or they didn't get me, or say they got all the mindless other people out there. I'm like, hold on, y'all, it's okay to get got.
It depends on. I think it depends on your thinking, I guess, because I've been hearing rumblings about MJF like unhappy, and him and Tony Khan having arguments months ago. And he did an interview and Tony Khan wasn't happy about stuff like that. Cool. I just heard those rumblings and then that was nothing. And then I heard they were unhappy or whatever. But a lot of people are always unhappy with Vince. So I was like, maybe it's just another one of those things. Then when he didn't show up to the fan fest, I was like, oh, he could be, out because you don't not just show up to a fan fest. But then when he showed up to do business, I was like, okay, then of course he's gonna show up to do business because it's business. Then after he came back, I was like, okay, well then it's definitely playing into it. So depending on depending on when you came into following it closely, is different. Like if you came and you follow it closely at the beginning, then you probably figure, what you figure. Like it depends on when you come into it. What I think. Because if you come into it at the wrong time, then yeah, you're gonna be like, oh, I knew all along. Like obviously, if you come into it after his shoot interview, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, it was a work. Or obviously, if you come into it at the time where it was doubtful, you're gonna be like, oh, this is real. So I guess it's all perspective.
I mean, yeah, I agree with all that stuff too. It's just that some people are just like it's okay to be like it's wrestling, which makes wrestling fun, and to get into that now, they have gone above and beyond.
I do think that it would have been MJF that a lot of people just don't believe anything anyway because he's such an old school type of guy.
Exactly.
Of keeping kayfabe. So I think a lot of people, even if it was real 100%, or when it was that real beef, people were still like it's a work because of how MJF is. That's like Velveteen Dream back in the day would keep character even outside of WWE events. He would still keep his character. So some people probably don't even believe anything in that sense of MJF. So you got those people too.
Look, there's not going to be no complaints out of me. I mean, I appreciate how extent they're going with the storyline, where they're removing him from the.
That's how I knew. That's how I was like, all right, now they doing too much. Now they doing too much of a quote unquote word.
Well, once he came out with the microphone, you already knew that okay, they work something out because you're not going to not show up to a fan fest, and then
I know, but I'm saying like because obviously they took Sasha and.
Yeah,
they took Sasha and Naomi down.
Stuff. Yeah.
You mean to tell me you can't update your rankings in 5 weeks, but you can remove MJF? All right.
Yeah,
your rankings ain't been updated in like a month, but yeah, MJF ain't here because he got on the microphone and called you Mark.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So obviously that stuff they're going on the shop. And they're removing all his stuff, and they're removing his profile. They removed it from the Rampage opening, so it's like they're giving him the Sasha Banks and Naomi type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Now I wish this was after something happened though. Like he yelled at him and stuff, but I wish this was like after MJF like I wish if MJF said I quit or something for the storyline. This will make more sense of why they're removing everything. Because technically he's under contract. Technically, Tony couldn't do the old school Vince McMahon thing and just have him, being 3-on-1 matches every week since he wants to leave. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, definitely got to check it out. Just see what's going on with that because I think it's working out. It's going to work out great. Like I said, now with the Battle Royal coming up, we don't know what the end game is going to be. If he's actually going to go get Tanahashi and do all stuff. But I think right now, you take and do the summer of MJF.
Yeah.
You do the summer of MJF. And I really think that the fans will respond great to it. I know damn well I would.
You know what? I would do the summer of MJF, but he needs another crony.
He needs another what?
Crony.
No, oh no! You really think he needs another crony, dude?
It's MJF. He's the slimest person. When he about to win clean this summer MJF, he about to win clean the whole time.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know if another crony.
Yeah, he works well with being a slimy guy when he has a crony. And just for good measures, it should be an ex WWE guy. Chris Masters or somebody stupid like that.
Mm.
Like Carlito, somebody is it Carlito? I don't know.
I'm mad he said Chris Masters, bro.
Chris Masters, Carlito, Johnny Elite. I don't know. Somebody that's an ex WWE guy to go with this current storyline. That would make sense too. Yeah.
Well then, just real quickly though, does MJF stay with 2024 hits? Does he stay with the company or does he go on to WWE?
The way it is looking right now, I think he would stay because that's a long time from now, and there's a lot that can be mended or burnt. So, for now, I have him staying.
Okay.
Yes.
I really think that maybe he wants Tony Khan to throw some at because he knows that first of all the MJF character like the full MJF character can't work in WWE.
Yeah, and also for him to for people to be like, oh yeah, they treat Cody that way, so I'm gonna get treated that way. Is like MJF's contract is up in 2024. There's going to be a lot of people's contract up before then. That's going to probably want to try to go over to WWE thinking they'll get the same treatment, and they're not.
You're right.
We'll just have to see. I mean, if MJF does go there, I'm pretty sure WWE gonna try to do like a 7-year contract.
Yeah, but he's just not gonna. He's gonna be the watered down version. He's gonna be the Miz. That's what it is. And obviously, gonna put him in the first rival.
That's gonna be his first feud.
That's the first feud right there. So I think it'll be best for him sitting in AEW. It's too early to tell, but right now with the week that this man has had, it's just like now. The future is very bright for MJF. And he turned himself into a star. I mean, it's just kind of like how Punk was, because Punk wasn't really, he had the world championship, obviously, and lost to Taker and Jeff Hardy. So he was an afterthought of that. And then the new Nexus was an afterthought. But then once he cut that pipe bomb, and then he was on a whole nother level and won a championship, CM Punk was a set man after that.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, you set with the casuals. You gotta specify.
Okay, about.
I
said I got to specify with the casuals about what, the CM Punk thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
No, I'm just saying because he was definitely huge in the Indies at the time, and then
they kind of put him at the bottom. He was doing the new Nexus and the Straight Society bullshit. Yeah, he was doing all that kind of crazy stuff. So whatever.